Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Texas Wedding Podcast. This week we have Jenny DeMarco with us, who is an incredible photographer in Austin, Texas. Has been doing it and just doing an incredible job for 17 years. Jenny shares a lot of wisdom with us. She's gained over that time, as well as incredible, hilarious stories, too. Jenny was part of the steering committee that brought WIPA to Austin a couple of years back and is just starting her second term as the president of it. So she shares a little bit about that road, as well as some networking tips and tricks for us. Just incredible stories and wisdom shared with my good friend Jenny DeMarco. Hope you enjoy it.
I say if you don't like this music, you don't be listening to it. You know I'm just a dude that you know, or something similar. If you don't keep it real, then you go somewhere but here, cause you know we're only losing control just for a minute.
I even had the thought, I don't have like a plan, like, oh, these are the people I'm interviewing first. It was just kind of gut reactions.
Yeah.
And I had the thought, I'm like, why did I pick the people that I picked to interview first on it? And I realized I was picking people that I was most comfortable to make mistakes in front of. And I feel like
support
that
you in your business.
Yeah. And that I wouldn't be like embarrassed or hold it against me. Cause it's like the first people like Krista and Kathleen, I literally told them, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I might not hit record. Like I might do we might just be a total train wreck. This might never see the light
that's
of day.
good.
Okay, how's the year starting out for you? Is it
Good.
slower? Is it crazy? I know there's a lot going on right now.
I just finished editing my last wedding from 2025. So I've got
With
a break.
Bailey?
No, I had one after her.
One after. Crushing it.
One after her. And then, so I finished that. What's hard for me is usually like, I love January. I love like the whole, setting your goals and new year, new you, New Year's resolutions. And so I want to do all my like big picture business planning in January, but like everything is stacked against me because the kids don't go back that first. I want like that Monday after January 1st, like I am chomping at the bit,
Yeah.
And then this year, because of the later schedule, there was weddings to finish up. And then on top of that, I had a bunch of stuff because I'm president of WIPA in Austin. Like that stuff kicks off a lot in January. So I finally have those first 3 weeks of January behind me, or 4 weeks, And so now I'm trying to be like, okay, February 1st is my January 1st. And I'm going to
the real start of the year. Not to mention the snow days. I feel like those snow days have been torture for anyone trying to get anything done right now.
I mean, I was kind of in a good place. So I kind of enjoyed them, having the babies home. It felt like a little second Christmas. We put the fireplace on and I baked a ton of stuff. I baked. Everyone was like, HEB is so empty. Why are people freaking out? And I was like, I don't think people are freaking out. I think it's people like me that are like, I'm going to cook a pot roast and I'm going to bake more bread and do all this other stuff. So.
Dang, Jenny, way to set yourself up to like make the most of it, to actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I wanted some more home time. I really this is the first year I actually enjoyed Christmas as much as I did and like looked forward to it. Normally I'm really stressed out because of our fall workload. It's hard to take off. And so, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I still worked. They're fine. They got a lot of screen time.
Yeah. I feel like the things around the holidays and just how busy weekends are, it's like, that feels like the biggest unseen challenge of the wedding industry. Because I feel that. I mean, this year, honestly, same thing. I blocked off more of the holiday than I have been able to before. Yeah. And it was the best Christmas we've ever had. But it's still so challenging to like make that space and time over the holidays.
I learned this year, I think my secret to success this year was I started my very first wedding with the intensity, like I was already ramped up. Like I started it at full speed. I was like, I'm going to edit and like get it out. I'm not going to sit on it. I'm going to try and just really stay on top of that rhythm and try and stay ahead of it for as long as possible,
Yeah.
because it's like the laundry, right? It just like kind of keeps piling it up and you're just folding and putting away, folding and putting away, and it keeps coming. And so if you don't like start fast, it, like Tetris,
Yeah.
where it goes up to the top. So I think that's why I was better off this year.
I
And I
love
have a
that.
couple other systems in place that help too. So
Yeah. How long have you been in business for now?
17 years. I think I started in 2009. I
Okay.
remember saying I'm going to book 10 weddings in 2010. So I feel like I had like a lead up to that. So I must have started around 2009. Yeah.
10 and 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in
Oh.
2009, would you have described yourself as a UK chartered landscape architect?
Oh, that was my old job. Yeah.
Is this like this randomly popped up? I
How did
punched
you
in your
find
URL to
that?
Wayback Machine. Look at this 2009. Now she is
Wow.
also venturing into her second love of photography and design. She serves the greater Austin area.
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, wow, early JennyDeMarco.com. Not
I
even
had it like
photography based.
lime green, like tree logo too.
What?
Yeah.
I hate all these old websites were flash based, and so I can't pull up like
Yeah.
the full thing. But I
trying
saw
to
that. I thought
think of
that'd be a
what
fun
those
blast from the past.
Yes, I was a landscape architect before I did this.
In the
And
UK?
yep, yep. In the UK, I lived in Belfast, which is Northern Ireland, and one of my big projects was where they built the Titanic, the shipyards there. They were redoing it. So Belfast got a bunch of money from the EU because
Okay.
it was bombed to shit in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And so they were injecting money into it to like revitalize it. And so one of the projects they got was where the shipyards were, where they built the Titanic. They don't build ships in there anymore. So
Yeah.
they were adding buildings and then like all this like open space. So, all the like sidewalks and stuff. Like one of the coolest things was I got flown to the south of England to this beautiful little town, and I had to go pick the tree. So I got to go, I like this one, and like tie it with a little ribbon, and
No
we're going
way.
to take this one and this one. I mean, I was with the boss because I was very young, but
It's like
that
Christmas tree shopping.
it kind of was. So we did that and built some like custom made outdoor furniture and stuff. And it was a very, very cool project. So,
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I had no idea.
yeah, it was a fun career.
The previous life of Jenny DeMarco.
Yeah. I'm a better photographer though. So,
It went out.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was cool. I had some really cool projects. Got to do another project where I was in this if you take Ireland and you like go right in the middle, there's a town called Burr, and it has a little castle, a little tiny thing, and they like hired us to go around this town, walk, take pictures, and tell them what we could do to make it cuter. So,
Yeah.
and it actually was really obvious stuff. You're like, but we
Yeah.
had to make a plan, and so that plan, so they can then get funding and like, figure out how they're gonna, make all these projects happen. But
So smart though to get like just outside eyes on something like that.
yeah,
Because I feel like you just don't see what you don't see at a certain
Yeah.
point.
Wow.
My gosh.
Past life,
Past
so
life.
so far removed from it.
Oh my gosh. Jenny, what do you do? I mean, now 17 years in, what does life look like when you're not working? Like you have a weekend, you're not shooting. What are Jenny DeMarco's hobbies? What do you do
Oh
for
God.
fun?
Yeah, I'm a workaholic, but I mean, obviously I'm a parent, so I'm enjoying spending time with kids. And I hate admitting this is my hobby, but it really is. I don't know why, but I bake a lot. So
Why do you hate that? That's incredible.
I don't know, because it feels so, I don't know, like not cool. But I've baked bread since I was young.
Okay.
And I didn't get into the like sourdough thing during the pandemic, but I did get into it like 2 years ago, mostly because my ADD brain couldn't handle the like 12 steps and 3 days planning ahead. But I got it down now. I had a good friend, like literally on the phone, being like, "What's next?" or via text, anyways. And I got his starter too. So, but yeah, so I do a lot of baking. I think it's just, especially when I'm stressed out, man. If I know I'm gonna be home and I have to crank out some work, it's pretty easy to run into the kitchen and stretch and fold. I shouldn't be eating all this bread.
Relatable. Too
Yeah.
relatable.
So,
Do you want to introduce yourself?
oh man. Yes, I'm Jenny DeMarco. I'm a wedding photographer in Austin, Texas. And I mostly like shooting documentary style. Um, what else can I say about myself? I've been doing it for 17 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like showing off like the relationship people have with each other and their family and loved ones. I'm a sucker for those like warm, fuzzy moments.
Where do you work? You're in Austin. Do you exclusively work in Austin? Do you work all
No,
over the place?
no. I mean, I do mostly in Austin, especially the last few years when I had like little kids, but I work in Houston, Dallas, and all over Texas. And then every like once or twice a year, I'm going outside. So, and I've been
Cool.
all over the country, New Mexico, Baltimore, you know, North Carolina, Napa, even Mexico, Puerto Rico, Ireland, and Scotland, and Spain. So, but
I mean,
those were
that's a
long.
lot. You do one a year. That's a lot of, especially international ones you're naming.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done the international in a long, long time. So
Yeah.
I mostly like to. Such a rule follower. I mean, when we did international, I was bringing my husband because he has an EU passport and was like, "You're taking the camera gear," you know.
Cheating.
I
That's
know. I'm just
incredible.
like, the visa thing just freaks me out, and I just couldn't live with myself if I got like stopped. And I mean, I know people do it all the time, but I don't know. So I'll leave
Yeah.
that to the young kids, and I'll stick to the US because,
Stick to where you don't need a visa.
yeah, yeah.
Ke-
And it's fun. And there's so many beautiful places to explore.
Do you want to introduce the other side of you with WIPA Austin?
Yeah, I guess so. So I also serve as the current president of WIPA Austin. It's now the third largest chapter, but we're a tiny city. So if you do it per capita, we blow the rest out of the water.
That's cheating. You can't do per capita.
Yeah, you
It
can.
doesn't work like that.
No, but
And
we have a
I'm trying to remember, you were part of the team that brought it to Austin, right?
yes. So as part of the steering committee, part of the founding group that said, "Hey, we this would be really successful here," and it was. It was more
Yeah.
successful than I think people realized. I think there was just
Incredible.
a really good need, and I did it because selfishly I was like, "I want to go to this."
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's easier
it's
to go
like
to if it's here
I
in my
can't wait till
city.
I get to be the point of where like I can just attend, but if you don't serve your community, it's not going to happen. Like, people have to be asked to help. And I heard another president say about, being a leader in your local community is important especially if you think you want to expand beyond it.
Yeah. Well, as you stepped from like the steering committee into the president, what surprised you the most as you did that?
I mean, I've experienced so much growth in ways I wasn't expecting, in real professional ways. Like at the
Yeah.
Sunday, like these are mostly my friends. Knew almost everybody ahead of time. There was a few
Yeah.
people I didn't know. And then what surprises you and what I love about it is you get to know people that you didn't know, and they're amazing. And so it really opens the your bubble, which is what I wanted. I knew I had a little bubble, and I was like, there's all these new people. I need to know who they are and find out who the real talent is, and make sure I'm not the old fart that's just turning and burning in the background, and not evolving. But
Jenny, nobody thinks of you like that. For the right, let me just say it. That
well,
has never crossed anyone's mind.
thank you. But I remember, like, don't you remember when you first started and there was people who had been in the business for a long time And you were just like, oh, they're so old school. Like, like, I don't know.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean, it's different
and
starting in a small town. There was like one
yeah,
other person who was doing it, and I did have the same thought. He also was really mean. He was like a very mean guy.
yeah,
So I do relate to what you're saying. And I
yeah.
can double down on the fact that no one thinks of you like
Oh,
that.
thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course.
Well, that's good because I try really hard to. I mean, I don't ever want to like deviate, like be inauthentic, but I do want
Yeah.
to evolve style and keep growing. And, there's always, I mean, that's what's fun about this. There's always something to keep learning and doing. And yeah, so being on a board, there was so much unexpected growth.
Okay. So we're talking about you being in the wedding industry, 17 years, a
Yes.
well-known face in the Austin wedding industry.
Yeah.
Between WIPA, between, just doing an incredible job and building an incredible brand for 17 years at this point. But
Shucks.
was hoping you could share. Am I embarrassing you?
I'm
Am I
like,
saying
oh,
too many nice
shucks.
things about you?
No, keep it coming.
Was wondering if you could share one thing that nobody knows about you in the wedding industry.
My like fun fact.
Yeah.
I mean,
We can
some
call it
people
that.
know I was a landscape architect, and then I worked in the UK, but not very many people know that.
Yeah.
Some people know I bake bread, not very many people know that. My little fun fact is I actually was a gymnast. I'm gonna date myself, a gymnast in the 80s in Houston, and I trained with Carrie Strug. She's the girl that broke her ankle doing the
What?
vault.
Yeah.
At Curly's gym. So that's my like weird fun fact. I mean, we were like little tykes, and
What?
then she moved up. But I was like a gymnast training for the Olympics
That's an incredible
for
fact.
for like all my childhood until at 13. That's kind of like the do or die. Like you're either going to the Olympics or you're not, and I was
Yeah.
not. So it was time to move on, to
Oh
retire.
my gosh, but you trained alongside her for years.
For a couple of years when I was young. Yeah.
That's really cool,
And
Jenny.
Kim Zemeskel was at the gym. There's another like famous name. Yeah, like all the big gymnasts and that's like the prime, like the early 90s, you know, golden era of
Yeah.
gymnastics.
Oh
So
my gosh. Do you still love it? Do you track it and
hell
stuff?
no. 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 I like watching it sometimes. Sometimes if I watch the beam and stuff, my feet start to like tingle from like beam was my
Like flexing. Your
nemesis.
toes are-
Like I was always so scared of beam.
Oh my gosh.
And so like I can feel like the anxiety, but no, in case anybody doesn't know, gymnastics was an incredibly toxic sport. So I would never let my kid near it. And we put Cora in like a camp, and I walked in and I could smell the like sweat and chalk, and I was like, no. And
Oh my gosh, like PTSD.
and like it wasn't very well organized, and like she came out, she's like, I didn't really like it, and I was like, you don't have to go back. So we literally
Good.
paid for a camp and never brought her back. And
Oh my gosh.
so no, it's hard when I hear about friends that put their kids in gymnastics. I'm sure they have a very positive experience, and there's like things have really changed
Yeah,
since
for
then.
real.
But yeah, no, I was like 7 or 8, and they like scream at you like you're a high school football player,
Oh my gosh.
It was
I can't even
it was
imagine.
intense, like
having an
intense.
8-year-old? No.
Yeah,
Never.
and like
Never
the
imagine.
amount of hours and money that you put into it, and yeah, might have to do with some of my perfectionism and
You're worried your old coach is going to show up and scream at you.
people pleasing,
Oh my gosh. Built in at an early
intensity.
age.
Yeah, intensity of training and stuff. Yeah, at a
At
young
least there's no
age.
balance beam at weddings.
Thank God. Well, as you'll see, it's falling, No, there's no balance beam at weddings, and I'm afraid of heights. So I'm like, yeah. Luckily, I don't have to do any gymnastics. My body doesn't move like that anymore. But I joke that that's why I'm so short.
Because of gymnastics?
Yeah, because you like pound your growth plates,
My gosh. That's
So,
crazy. It's a good excuse.
Yeah.
My gosh. I'll share one. I feel like I haven't
Yeah.
shared anything.
Yeah,
And I
you
don't know.
share stuff.
It's a big wedding industry. I don't know who knows this or not. Maybe you do know it. My first thought when it was a fact that no one in the industry knows about me is that I got my start uh, with like professionally using a camera
Uh-huh.
by running photo booths at sorority events in college.
Oh.
Was like first time I was
And you
picking
were
up
like,
a
these are
camera.
my people?
I was like, no, but I mean, at the time I was making like a couple $100 by going to
Yeah.
these sorority parties
Yeah.
and taking pictures. I was like, this is the most insane money I could ever imagine. Like
Right?
it felt like a superpower,
Yeah.
making money with a camera in my hand. And that was the start of it.
Yeah. Aw. Weren't you also like a CPA or something?
Yeah. So I
That's not the fun fact
technically,
I'm going to share.
no, I feel like more people know that. I technically was not a CPA because I didn't do the fifth year of college because my
Yeah.
scholarship didn't apply.
My dad was a
I did
CPA.
4 and I was a practicing accountant, but it was
Yeah.
not public accounting like
Yeah.
Deloitte. It was private. I was working for ConocoPhillips up in
Yeah.
Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and I was not very good at it. I did not last very long.
My dad was a CPA and had his own practice, and quite
Okay.
a good one, like a successful one. And I asked him, I was like, Dad, why did you not encourage me to go into accounting so I could take over your practice,
Yeah.
Because I'm a big, like, if you build something, you build it for your kids, right? And he just looked at me and he was like, you would hate it.
I feel like there's roles in the accounting world that like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. I used the phrase, I got the job at the same time as a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And just a couple months in, I used the phrase, I feel like I'm starting to die. Like life has
Yeah.
been good. And now it's like starting a slow, steady, like
Well,
70-year descent from
'cause
here.
you and
It's
me
like, this
are-
can't, this
Yeah.
can't be it.
you and me are both extroverted golden retriever types.
So
So, like,
extroverted.
that is not, yeah. I might be borderline codependent. So, not just extroverted. Like, I hate being alone.
Yeah.
Yes, so much so that, like, even when I travel, like, all my friends are like, oh, you get a hotel room to yourself and just relax. I'm like, I actually hate that. I hate having a hotel room to myself.
Oh my gosh. I am super extroverted, but given the right mood, I love it. It's so life to me to just be
Yeah.
like quiet hotel room, no responsibilities.
I will say at like a conference, sometimes it's nice.
Yeah.
There's been some times I didn't think I could, but I've hit my max. I was like, oh, there's a limit to that. Engage was like, oh, I never knew I had a limit to my. And
Oh my
then,
gosh. For some reason, I feel like normally if it's like just the event, I don't have a limit. Like I went to Engage and I felt like I was thriving the whole time. Like
yeah,
zero sleep, so many people, so many new faces.
yeah,
But if there's something, if it's like a balance of something hard is happening in my personal life and I'm in an environment like that, I don't have nearly the capacity as when
yeah,
like everything is like smooth, flowing great at home. And then I'm in that environment. I'm like, more
yeah,
people, more stuff, more lights, more of it.
yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, I have to be super confident. When I'm confident, I'm extroverted. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if I, feel intimidated, that's when I'm like, oh. And then I retreat and want to just hang out with my besties.
Oh my gosh. I feel that. I feel that.
I
It was one of
have-
the things you go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I want to have like a million best friends. I don't, but
It's one of the things I shared in the like question answer podcast I was telling you about, which
yeah,
by the time this comes out, that episode will be out. So people are probably hearing this for the second time.
yeah,
But I love those networking events, but I always also leave them having wanted more time and like better connection with like my best friends and like my people there.
yeah,
And so it's a big reason I did start this podcast was like, I mean, imagine a networking event getting like 40 minutes to have this kind of conversation where
Yeah.
we're like, that
Well, that's
never
why you have
happens
to
at
pre and
those.
post. That's the secret. Like you
Yeah.
have to pregame and find somebody and be like, "Hey, let's meet up." You know, coffee or drinks or dinner or whatever, and meet up beforehand, you know, so you can kind of hang out and then you arrive together. But because you've had time, you're like, "Hey, you know, let's all let's go in our separate directions." And then you
Yeah.
need like a post game, you know. I find myself
Genius.
I'm the same way. Like I'm always the last to leave.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to leave. There was a conference here where it was a bunch of people who had the same thing. Like they just did not want to like leave. There was so much FOMO that I was like, this is starting to feel like a pissing contest. Like who can stay the latest? You know?
Like you were the person then. Y'all need to get out. Get
I
out of here.
literally was like, wow. Which I've like kind of met by people, but it feels a little competitive now.
That's so funny. You got out Jennied.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I love it when like the event is like winding down and then there's like the last like 5 people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then you go and have like drinks somewhere, or if you're at the hotel, you like go hang out by the pool.
When it works out like that, prime. Best of both worlds. All
Yeah,
the extrovert
that's my
energy.
tip for people that go to a networking event and are nervous about being so many people. I was like, if you kind of know a few people, pregame, like invite them
Pre
to
and post
pregame.
it.
Yeah,
Make the extra plans.
and then my other tip is like, even if you don't have anybody to go with, have like a plan, you know, and then
Yeah.
you can be the one that invites them. Like, hey, I was thinking about going here afterwards. You want to join me?
It's
Here,
so
there's
valuable. Having
there's
that
a
person who just has the plan and like takes the initiative like that,
yeah.
so valuable.
No one wants to do that part. They just want to come along. Oh, great!
They want to
You
be
know,
invited.
they want to be invited.
But if you're the person who does that little bit of work,
Yeah,
it helps those people you invite just feel so loved by that. I love that.
exactly.
I need to do better at that.
I mean, I think you do just fine with your networking. So
My extroverted self.
yeah.
Okay, we've dabbled. We've talked about early career stuff a couple
Yeah.
times now. But I was wondering if you had any like funny stories from early in your career that you'd be up for sharing.
Like the stuff that's in our tell-all books.
Yeah.
Yes, because early in your career, you're just kind of like taking work for work's sake. So
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of those in our like early career. Yes, there was a fork stabbing in one of my weddings, like really early on, like year 2.
What?
One brother disrespected another brother's girlfriend or something. And I mean, this was like these were well-to-do people. They, you know, this wasn't like a ruffians, but someone got mad and then there was like there was a little forking and the police were called.
A little
And so
forking.
there's like me and the second shooter and 2 people on the dance floor because it's over at the bar, right? Okay, we're just going to pretend that we don't know what's happening. So I had like 400 photos of like 2 people, you know, and everybody else is like dealing with the drama over at the bar.
Of the forking.
Of the forking.
The verb you used. That is incredible. The thought of you witnessing and responding to one brother stabbing another brother with a fork. Like I cannot picture what you would do in that situation.
I mean, it was just like, I was on the dance floor anyways. I didn't really witness it, you
Just
know.
like pretend like it didn't
But
happen.
I knew there was a big commotion, you know, over there. And I was like, I'm not going over there. I don't know what's happening.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good one. Jenny, I'm not going to lie. I underestimated how funny your story was going to be. That is incredible.
The fork stabbing. I know.
Hard pivot. I want to see, I want to ask you one of the questions. Being a photographer, you have so much experience doing it. What's one of the hardest parts of your job that people just don't see?
Decision making. We are making 100 decisions over and over and over again. So not only on the day are you deciding where to be, I mean, there's a lot of the pre-planning too, right? That's why I like
Yeah.
working with you, because you and I like get together and we're like, where are we going to be,
Very type A. The
Yeah,
pre-production is a game
pre-production.
changer.
God, I love a pre-production. Yes. Um, and then like you're thinking about where to be, anticipating moments, but then like, I mean, you don't have like a camera with like 360, lenses around you, right? You really
Yeah.
have to see, and also use instincts of what's happening and making decisions of what to shoot and what not to shoot. And then same with, I don't think people realize how important the cull is as well,
Yeah.
you know, putting the images together and so then that decision making, it's decision making over and over and over and over and over again, like 1,000 times a day. And obviously you get a lot better at it and you don't realize how much decision making you're doing, but you have to know your clients and judge them quickly, and
Yeah.
take what they got and like really use your guts and your intuition and think about what's gonna be important to them, you
Yeah.
know?
Because there's hard skills like what lens am I going to use? What angle am I going to shoot this at? Where am I going to shoot
Yeah.
it from? Like so many hard skills like that. But then there's so many soft skill decision making on the day of what's this couple's personality like and how am I
Yeah.
going to pose them? Like, how am I going to interact with her dad who hates cameras? You're saying it. The
Yeah.
decision fatigue between soft and hard skills it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it can get overwhelming, and that's why, like, experience really shows,
Yeah.
because if you're having to spend a lot of mental energy on decisions with small things versus them being like muscle memory, then you can't expand and think further.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
remember my first couple weddings, I was like mentally totally overwhelmed with what is now just the most second nature thing. Like, oh, how high should I set my tripod over
Yeah.
here? Or like, where should this one be? What should my shutter speed be at? Like, what is now the most like, I would never have to think about those things. It's just
Yeah.
second nature.
That's what's really hard because we, like, think it's easy, and so then it doesn't become like, it's hard to value it again, because
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, well, it's easy," but it's not easy for everybody, and it did take years and years. I mean, my first wedding, I shot a basket of bread. Like, if you go and look at that gallery under details, there's the bread basket,
Oh my gosh.
so you can remember what dinner rolls that you have.
Before you learned the art
But
of culling.
to be honest, like, that was also, like, when early in your career and you just have your camera, like, everything is exciting and everything is
Yeah.
amazing, like, including a basket of bread, like,
Yeah.
you're just like, I don't know, the light hit it cool or something. There was obviously something, but
Something spoke to you
everything
about
is
that.
so exciting and so fun and just amazing to photograph.
Maybe on the other side, maybe you were just hungry at that moment. Oh my gosh, these wedding
Or
days are
it was dinner and there really
exhausting.
wasn't anything to shoot and I felt bad, so was like, "I'll shoot the bread basket."
You were early enough in your career that you didn't want to go like sit down
Yeah.
and take a break.
Oh
And
god,
so
no.
you're like, well, I don't want to take pictures of people like
Someone might be
shoveling
watching.
food into their mouth. So I'll
Yeah.
just take pictures of the bread.
Pictures of the bread basket. Maybe
My
the
gosh.
caterer wanted.
My gosh. Let me see. That's true. And maybe they would.
What's something you remember shooting early in your career that you're like, "God, why?"
Oh my gosh. God, why? This is what came to mind first, but it's not a God, why. It's just for some reason blowing again, like everything's so exciting.
Mhm.
My very first wedding ever was a wedding in Florida, and I was just kind of along for the ride. It was some friends getting married. And so I had no opinions. The photographer ran the show and I was just there. And it was like such a kind photographer. Knew it was my first time, like friend of the couple, just really laid back. I mean, it was like a beach Florida wedding. So
Yeah.
the vibe matched the wedding for the photographer. But I remember doing the bride's prep the morning of the wedding, and he got him like set up for the PJ pick. And for some reason, watching him set up these women like by the couch by a nicely lit window, like from a certain angle. I was looking through my camera and I'm like, this is going to be the prettiest thing I ever shoot in
This
my
is
life.
genius.
I've
This is-
peaked. I've
Yeah.
peaked. This is
so great.
This is it. Like, and now I look at it, it's the simple as, the most
Muscle memory now.
simple, find the good lighting, go by the window. Like, I mean, nothing wild. But at the moment, it was like, this is the prettiest thing I'm ever going to shoot in my life. Like, I remember that.
Oh, man. Fun
Jenny,
times.
do you have any hot takes? You were going back and forth on it in pre-production.
Well, because it came up. Actually, I've thought about this for a while, but I've never said it. But it came up actually on social media. Some other person wrote it, and I was like, yep, exactly. I mean, it's a long comparison is the thief of joy, which isn't the hot take. That's a saying.
Yeah.
But it's with that, like, we really weren't, I think part of like the comparison is the thief of joy is it really wasn't until the last, well, probably because I don't even think I had Pinterest when I was planning my wedding. But whenever Pinterest started, right, and like Instagram and social media stuff,
Yeah.
before then, you never saw the volume of high-end luxury weddings, right? You only saw the weddings that you went to.
Yeah.
Or you saw them in the magazine and there was like 5 and it was like a celebrity that got married. Like it was like you knew.
Yeah.
That was way, and it was so, I mean, it was like awe because it was so like it was nothing. I mean, unless you lived in that world, which is great. But
good for them.
good for them. But for a lot of people, they never saw these kinds of weddings. And because of the saturation of that, I think it's just sometimes like robbed some people of just, joy and caused it to be stress and things like that. Like usually the weddings you go to are in the same socioeconomic peer group.
Yeah, that's true.
And so you never had this like disappointment of like, wow, my wedding doesn't look like. And then the other thing is it makes it feel normal. We're really, those weddings are like the top 20% of weddings,
Yeah.
So that means 80% of the public out there is, not this kind. I mean, it's cool that things have become like crafty and a little bit more accessible and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I think that was kind of my hot take, but also somebody else posted it. So I don't know if I can really claim it.
Someone's had a hot take before.
Because I mean, the clients we shoot are at the top echelon. So
I have a hot take.
What's that?
I'm curious on your opinion about it too, because you might hear it and you're like, God, I disagree with that so much as a photographer. So here's my hot take. I think occasionally there's couples that want coverage for their rehearsal dinner.
Yeah.
But they can't afford to have photo and video there. And typically they go with photo for the rehearsal dinner coverage if they have to choose one. Yes. I've never worked a rehearsal dinner that the photographer wasn't there. Are you surprised by this?
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't even the hot take. My hot take was that they should think about doing video instead of photo.
I agree.
That happens to you?
I think sometimes, yeah.
Apparently,
because usually
this isn't a hot take.
videographers
Apparently,
package
it's
it
just
because it's a popular package,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it depends. I'd say it this way. Depends on if there's toasts.
Yes.
If they're doing the toasts, then I would say prioritize videography because the toasts, you're going to want to hear that. You're going to want the audio of the toast, I mean, selfishly, I think we should both be there.
If we're choosing,
I mean,
if we're choosing, let's
but
both
if
be there.
you're, yes, if you have to choose one and you're going to do all your toast at the rehearsal dinner, then get video. I didn't have a videographer at my wedding, and what I wish I did have was audio. I wish I had audio of the toasts, and I wish I had audio of like our ceremony. I'm okay with. Sorry about the other stuff, but yeah, I think the audio is super important. I mean,
Okay, I'm glad you agree. It was like the exact same thought process for me.
Yeah.
It hit me one time at a wedding when I was talking to the photographer who was there for the rehearsal dinner that I wasn't hired for, and there were 2 hours of toasts. And so the photographer was played for 2 hours of toasts that just weren't captured at all on video. And she was like, I did almost nothing. I shot for 45 minutes and then there were 2 hours of toasts and I shot for 30 more minutes and then we were done.
I will say I love hearing the toasts,
Yeah.
and I love getting photos of like the reactions and stuff like that and, people speaking. But I do love hearing the toast, and the reason why is because, well, it's really information, for us,
Yeah.
and like it allows us to get to know our clients in a way that like you can't, like you just can't, because even when you interview them, we have a business relationship. So hearing about your clients from people that love them is a completely different perspective. And, there's things that'll surprise you. You're like, oh, I didn't know that about this person,
Yeah.
And there's only so much that we can dig in. And so I think one of the things you're asking is like, what parts do you love the most? And it actually is like listening to the toast. That's the part where I like start crying and stuff. And I think for me, one of my superpowers is I can find something to love about anybody, give me the
Yeah.
give me the grumpy person in a wedding. Is it, usually it's men, but the dad or the groom or, or maybe it's the mom or something, but I can find something lovable,
Something to love about them.
I can find something lovable. And I think it really impacts my work. When I can listen to those toasts, hear the people that love them talk about them, and then you just really understand that dynamic so much more. And then I know kind of what to look for, how to anticipate stuff.
Yeah.
We really do study people's interaction. And I mean, documentary stuff, which I feel like your work is also very documentary.
Leans that way for sure.
Yeah, leans that way. And so really we are like, we study people and how they interact with one another, and we are trying to find the physical outward way that they express love for each other, like between the couple, between the parent relationship, between the friends. And it looks different depending on the group, right? And the dynamic. Is it loud and celebratory? Is it, quiet and tender? I like to talk about how like one time one of my dads was real, stiff upper lip, real tight, right?
Yeah.
And I knew, I was like, I'm not going to get the crying dad and the hugging and all that stuff. I'm not going to get that. So I rode in the front seat in the car that took them to the church. It was just the dad and him, and I rode in the front seat of the car, and I just like turned around, crouched, and I just have the camera on them, and at first they're like, this is weird. But after a while, like you just kind of
ease into it.
You forget. And like, and then you do what we say, we pray to the photo gods. But I was like, I know it. I know what's going to happen. And so I just had this gut, right? And sure enough, the car like slows to the stop. They're about ready to get out and they're about to open the door. And I get the like 2 pats on her leg, like, all right, darling, like, and then just the little look, and it was a blink of a second, but it was, he's just trying to hold his shit together. He's trying to cry. But here we go, darling.
Oh my gosh.
Sweet.
So,
yeah.
I love that. And I love that you have that skill of after, as a videographer, we're very in tune with the speeches and what's being said and things like that. But as photo, I'm surprised to hear you say how in tune you are, not with just visually what it looks like, but what's being said by the people. Like just having those senses turned on to take all that in. Yeah, I'm sure it massively
Sometimes
changes
I
how you
can't listen
capture
too much because then I start crying,
Got to turn it off.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes the lens starts to the viewfinder starts getting blurry. But,
my gosh.
Yeah.
I remember there was a wedding recently where the bride mentioned how much she loves PDA. Like not sarcastically, she's just like a high PDA person and wanted to end up with someone who also enjoyed PDA. And it's little things like that, like such a side comment. I would never know that about them. But then in their video, I used a lot more shots of them kissing. Like I normally limit it. So a wedding video is not like kissy shot, kissy shot, kissy shot. Let's attempt the funny. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Okay. There's always kind of a funny section for people who are just listening and not watching the video, but they're short videos, so y'all can bear with it. Can you introduce the video that you pulled up for the funny?
Okay. So, and this is not allowed to exist on the internet. Maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
So I'm actually at an acquaintance. There's a girl that I went to grad school with, and it's her wedding. It's on her family farm up in near Baltimore in Maryland. And it was a beautiful wedding, and they're having their first dance. And my husband and daughter, like she invited my husband and daughter with us. Cora was only like 3 or 4 at the time. And anyway, so yeah, they put us up in the little farmhouse on the property and stuff like that. It was really sweet. Anyway, so I'm photographing the first dance, and I'm trying to get like behind some twinkly lights to do like little layers of lighting and stuff like that. And there's a tree right there, and I completely like trip over a tree root and fall down. But the way I fall it's kind of graceful and funny. Like it's not like it's like, ooh, which is what makes it more funny, because it's not like really clumsy and smack. And then everybody saw it. I'm like literally so everybody on the guest saw it, and they start laughing, and the couple starts laughing. So then I had to stand up and like take a bow, because the last thing we want to be is the center of attention,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So anyways.
This is perfect.
Oh, there they are. Okay, there I'm in the back going over the light, you see? And then woo! And then you can hear the guests laughing. Look at the couple laughing.
You laughing.
Hold on. And then, wait, keep...
The bow.
Hold on. Wait. Let it play out, because I think Cora starts crying. She starts crying.
That's all that I got. Maybe
and
it
then,
cuts them off
there's a longer version. Okay. So Cora starts crying, runs... like off, like, ah! You like see her in the foreground, and then there's Chris like trying to crouch, not be like tiptoe to run after her. Oh my gosh!
Why was Cora crying?
I guess mom fell, and she also, because like, why can I be with mom? She's trying to photograph this wedding, and
oh my gosh, brave you for photographing a wedding that Cora was also at.
I mean, we were invited, so it was.
Yeah.
It was very, very. It was a cool experience.
My gosh. It's the hand up as you fall. That's it for me. Let me see if I can pause it. So that hand up, that's what does it for me. Oh my goodness. Okay. I was expecting something much more embarrassing. No, this is fantastic. Here's mine. I've shared it before, but I have an affection for news bloopers, and usually the stupidest ones, usually ones that are old too. So I hope you think it's funny.
Okay.
This is just another stupid news blooper that always makes me laugh.
Now to the story of a pig that is inspiring others. One pot-bellied pig has certainly endured his share of problems. Chris P. Bacon was born...
The way he just can't talk.
Oh, look at his little tail.
Yeah, you have to read this story.
Oh, man. The wheezing. God. Oh, man.
That's it.
Oh, my cheeks hurt.
It's going in the background still. Oh my gosh. The way he just is trying so hard and just can't even say words over the name of a pig. Jenny, thanks for coming on. How was this? Was this easy? Was this stressful?
Yeah. No, it was good. I'm glad I did my prep work.
Thanks for coming on the Texas Wedding Podcast. It is a joy. We need to get more weddings together and see you more. But thanks for coming on. I enjoyed this time with you, and I'll see you again soon.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
I say if you don't like this music, you don't be listening to it. I'm just a dude that or something similar. If you don't keep it real, then you go somewhere but here, 'cause we're only losing control just for a minute.
Thank you, Jenny, for joining us, and thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Texas Wedding Podcast. If you're still here listening to this, thank you for being along for the ride. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, and we have some big plans going forward. It would be incredible if you're listening to this, if you hear this, jump over to Instagram, shoot me a DM. Let me know you listen to the episode and let me know your thought, things you want to see more of, see less of on the podcast. I respond to every single message we get on there. And so it would mean the world if you'd reach out, say hello. If I know you, say hi. If I don't know you, say hi. So I'll see you over there in Instagram world, and I'll see you again here next week for the next episode of the Texas Wedding Podcast.